We're making indie anime in Blender. Don't forget to like and subscribe and support this project on Patreon. Let's go. This week we're back with animation. Essentially now I need to CG animate the whole film, and you guys know if you're following that. Essentially, what I'll do is I'll CG animate the entire thing, and then I'm going to go back over and rotoscope certain elements. So in this shot, it would be the starships that are getting shot from outer space, the laser beams that come down and hit them, and the explosion effects, which are not currently animated. So essentially, the laser beams hit the ships, and you'll see there's like an explosion ball there that represents the ships, and then essentially after the ship's freeze frame, they'll explode, and I'll just animate that in 2D, right? So here, what I'm starting to run into is issues with the scene scale, the size, the render size, and so my Blender kept crashing quite a bit. I also was farting around a lot with the line art. For whatever reason, I think Blender really updated a lot of functionality very quickly, and so because of that, a lot of things are kind of breaking in the pipeline that shouldn't be breaking for me. So I couldn't roll up to like 5x, for example. I'm working right now in 451 LTS, and basically I've version locked there because it's at this point like there's a bunch of hurdles that I really shouldn't be having to overcome. And so I'm just sort of like, okay, I have a working method. I understand where the pipeline is breaking, and I'm just going through and fixing it as we go. One of those is like linked assets aren't populating properly. So for whatever reason, even though everything's named the same, everything has been swapped out, and the master files have been saved over. It's essentially not recognizing that the rigs are the same, and so they're breaking. And so I'm having to swap those out at every shot. So things that should be going very quickly are actually taking a long time, which is kind of a bummer. But it's still very useful pipeline. Just sort of having to adjust to what the nuances of the program are giving me. Here we're in comp. We're just comping it like a cell. I'm adding glows. I'm adding all the elements in, comping them over, and we're just about to wrap up here. Essentially, once the render finishes on the back end, all the image sequences will be populated. I'm just running through my normal process of adding glows, putting things together in a way that traditionally they would have back in the old days of anime, and eventually we're going to end up with this really dope shot that all it needs now is 2D animation.